Hello guys, good evening. This is FTS once again. I am not a financial advisor, neither do I give financial advice. This video is for educational purpose only, and as we know, past profit do not guarantee future result. The forex market is volatile. As you take your trades, apply risk management. All right, yesterday was FOMC, and these were some of the takeaways from the FOMC, right? So the rate was sticky yesterday as expected. Powell was not expected to cut rate, and you know, he really cut rates, based on some reasons, right? He said based on the growth, moderation, inflation remain elevated, that the labor market still solid, right? Yeah, the tariff risk, right? And no rate cuts signal yet, right? So said the rate cut signal will be in, I think, the likely cut rate in the month or as in the third quarter and fourth quarter, that is September, right? Yeah, so the reason why I'm taking us back to this because of the strong labor market, because tomorrow is NFP, and you know NFP, you cannot talk about NFP without the labor markets, the on the in charge of less claims, then the job listing, and uh, the uh, the the retail uh, retail sales, right? Yeah. So these are some of the economic indicators that are used to talk about the NFP, right? Yeah, the non-farm payroll that normally happens every first Friday of every new month, right? Yeah. So that's just the outcome of the FOMC, right? So from here was also that two persons voted for rate cut, right? Yeah, and two persons voted for rate cut, and majority voted that there will not be rate cut, right? So because of that, right? So the market reacted to this yesterday, right? We saw treasury yield uh went up by 7 basis points, right? Yeah, dollar index jumped up to 2 months high. Then the rate cut also dropped. Yeah, so I think let me see if I can show us that. Um let me take us to this place, right? Let's see from here. So this is the Fed rates watch too, right? So before now we have we have for easing. Easing said before it was 4%, why against 96% of no change, right? But for the month of September, next quarter, right? Yeah, you can see that probability of for easing is 38%, why no change is 61%, right? So as time progresses, you see that if the likely cut rate in the next quarter, this the easing, which is 38%, would likely go above this 61%, right, as time progresses. Okay. Yeah, and this the probably for the United States economy to cut rate is a function of the some information like the core PCE, right? Personal and consumers expenditure. Just a minute. All right. This personal and consumers expenditure core PCE, right? Yeah, you can see the core PCE month of months, which happened today, 2.8%, right? Against the focus. Though for some time now the core PCE has been progressing, right? But what came out today was this, right? So let me just show you something. This week you can see that United States data, right, shows very positive and very, very strong, right? Yeah. So that's one thing. So let's head back before we come here. I want us to go back to. So I was talking about the market reaction, right? So the impact on the dollar. So this is very, very key because as traders, we need to understand how these FOMC, impacted the United States dollar, right? So we saw that the FOMC gave out a hawkish tone, right? It gave out a hawkish tone, meaning a bullish dollar, and not just ordinary bullish dollar, but a stronger bullish dollar, right? Gave out a stronger bullish dollar, and coupled with today's initial jobless claim that was above market expectations, core PCE year of year that was above market expectations, and majority of the weekly analysis, weekly data for this week, right? The majority of them are bullish, right, in favor of the dollar, and there was no rate cut. So these are some of the reasons why we have a bullish dollar, right? So no cut yet, cautious stance, right? So inflation remains sticky, right? So Fed holds firm despite political pressure, right? So Power is telling Trump, see you in September, right? Yeah, so that's some of the reasons why, will likely have, the dollar will remain bullish, and the rate cut has been postponed in the month of September. And since it has been postponed in the month of September, I tell you, we'll be experiencing a stronger dollar, right? Yeah, that is what it is. That is what it is, right? But something might happen tomorrow, right? What can flip the dollar, right? If the dollar will go bearish, it's going to be as a result of a weaker CPI or NFP data, right? But based on the some of the uh, key economic indicators that are used to scale the NFP, right? They have come out above market expectation, and also better than expected. So we might likely continue having a bullish dollar, right? Yeah, we might likely continue having a bullish dollar, and uh, um, also based on the core PCE data, right? We might likely have uh, a positive CPI. That means we likely have a positive inflation figure. But let's see. I don't want to uh, say the CPI data might be positive, but based on the core PCE, which is a core indicator used to measure inflation by the Feds, right? Yeah, we might likely have uh high inflation figures, right? Yeah. So for me, this should be the most important thing here, right? So tomorrow is NFP, and right, let's see what we might likely have. But for what I've seen so far, NFP tomorrow, my NFP tomorrow might be a strong bullish one, right? Yeah, because for me, I'm not only concerned about what happens tomorrow, but I'm concerned about the short-term impact of the NFP data. From the last NFP data, 147,000 jobs added to the United States economy, and that was the reason, and that was the beginning of the bullish dollar that the United States dollar have. Okay, this was last NFP, right? Yeah, last NFP. You can see, right? This was the beginning of the bullish move for the dollar, right? And tomorrow we are talking about another NFP, right? So, uh, you know, we're talking about another NFP tomorrow, and we may experience a stronger dollar tomorrow. I don't want to say there's no truth about it, but we might experience a stronger dollar tomorrow, because with all indications we are seeing, we are getting a vibe of a positive NFP data tomorrow. And if NFP positive tomorrow, it means gold will be what? Bearish. That means gold will be weak, right? Yeah, so we definitely have a bearish gold if NFP is positive tomorrow. That means if the job data for NFP tomorrow, if we have positive figures tomorrow above market expectations, then we'll experience a bullish dollar and a bearish gold, right? So you can see that the dollar has been bullish, right? Yeah, you can see that the dollar has been bullish, right? Um, so tomorrow we're expecting a bullish NFP data. And as well, tomorrow we also have some other data, ISM manufacturing PMI, right? So, okay, tomorrow we have, apart from NFP, we have ISM manufacturing PMIs, right? We have three of them, unemployment rate, right? So today as well, the GDP data that came out was also solid. No, sorry, yesterday, right? GDP data that came out was also solid as well. I forgot to talk about the GDP data that came out, right? Yeah, the GDP data that came out for the United States was very solid, right? So, and the ADP non-farm and employment change, right? So we also have this data to be very strong as well. Like I said, this week we have solid data for the United States, right? So all these are the things that would likely support a stronger dollar for NFP. So we should just take note of that, right? We're expecting a stronger dollar for the NFP, right? So just stay focused and see what will likely happen tomorrow, right? So you can see, you can keep your eyes crossed. You keep your eyes on the chart and see what likely happens. So tomorrow, I would likely say it might be dangerous to start trading before the NFP because price might dump, before the NFP so that it might likely, make its move to the upside. Probability, right? Yeah. Because sometimes whenever market wants to go to the upside, sometimes, they try to accumulate more contract bond positions, right? By going opposite direction. So one have to be very, very careful. As for me, I'm interested in the NFP data that will likely come out so that I will likely give a short-term, medium-term, and long-term analysis, right, of how the market, how NFP data will likely influence the dollar. And if you can analyze dollar, you have succeeded in analyzing every other major pair in the market because if you can analyze dollar, I tell you, you can comfortably analyze what gold will do, what Kiwi dollar will do, what dollar Swiss will do, what a dollar card will do, what euro dollar will do, what pound dollar will do, what Aussie dollar will likely do, right? And when you can analyze all of this, I tell you, you are good to go. So a good analysis of dollar index tomorrow or NFP data in collaboration with a strong dollar that we've gotten so far from the FOMC and job data and stronger uh, uh, economic data this week, right? Yeah, you can likely forecast where price is going. And like I've always established, right? I use fundamental analysis for my market bias, right? Then I use technicals for entry. So I can choose to use any technical analysis, right? I can choose to use SMC, right? Because this what I have here is what pure SMC, right? I can choose to use sorry, just a minute. I can choose to use um BTMM on ICT template right here. This is my default. This is what I used to use right here. And I can choose to use harmonic patterns right here. I can choose to use harmonic patterns in line with the bias of what I'm trading. Then I can choose to use support resistance right here. These are strategies that have chosen to be they are proven to be strategic and they work so well, right? Once you can get the bias of the market very well, everything is secondary. You understand? Everything works well for you, right? Since the dollar was bullish yesterday, so this was just a retracement, right? And price got to this level, right? Price got to here, and if you look at this, is just normal support and resistance, right? And if you took the trade from here, right? This is uh roughly 234 pips, right? That's roughly 234 pips at this point. And if you look at BTMM, for instance, or if you look, let me say, if you look at this, you won't have gotten entry signal from there, right? If you look at BTMM price at 200 EMB, also gave you and within the range, right? Yeah, you can see it within the range. You can see this analysis, right? Yeah, so this is a killer within the range entry and right, yeah, at OT, right? At price at OT, all TDI entry signals were all top notch, right? Yeah. Then if you go to SMC, for instance, If you go to SMC, let's go to gold. If you go to SMC, uh, the entry here might not be that unless we use, you know, want to use right M to trade it, and you want to push it down, right? But SMC was not good on. If you want to save SMC, uh, something like this, then okay. But here they use change of character here, right? But I would have used this and use this level and retest here, then sell the stop loss here, right? But you can see that in as much as you know that the gold was bullish, and the dollar was strong, dollar is strong, and dollar was bullish, gold should be bearish, right? So you wait for price to get to this level, then you say, and this is all eternal range liquidity stuff, right? Yeah, and you can see SMC, support and resistance, BTM and ICT, they all gave an accurate signal on gold, right? Because we know that dollar is strong. So any bearish sentiment, any bearish setup from gold, that is when we can enter for a sell. You can see all of these are just playing out well. Like I said, no technical analysis is a waste, and no technical analysis is weak. They are all the same. Just know what to use at the right time, right? So that is it for me. Like I said, so tomorrow we're expecting a good NFP data, a bullish NFP, but I am not so certain because the data that might come out tomorrow might alter a lot of things, right? But from what we have seen so far, let me just predict, more job data will be added to the United States, right? Yeah, because if you look at these initial jobless claims, if you look at the initial jobless claim for the past let me say for the past 1 month or 4 weeks, right? Let's see how it is. Oh, good. Look at Israel jobless claims, right? Yeah, they're all positive, right? Yeah, so you can see that they are above market expectations, right? So let's see how it goes, right? Though we don't use only one data to analyze NFP. We use multiple data, put them together and see how it goes, right? Yeah, maybe some other time I will likely teach about how we use the multiple data to analyze NFP and all of that, right? But let us focus on today. That was not the main focus for this video, right? So that's it for me. So let us wait and see how tomorrow NFP will look like, right? So tomorrow NFP is the main focus for this week, and FOMC and other data have shown that the United States dollar is strong, right? So NFP is the last one. So if NFP give a bullish spike for the dollar, I tell you, the dollar will likely rally for for a long time. That is what it is. Dollar will likely rally for a long time. So that's it for me. Um, See you guys tomorrow. All right. So thank you, and have a lovely night.